more specifically a thriller book haul for spooky season. And I am also going to be showing you a few book accessories as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so to kick off this haul, I have to share with you these gorgeous book sleeves that were sent to me from the Small Business Spooky Stitches. The owner is so sweet and reached out to me and asked if she could send me some book sleeves, and I said absolutely. So huge thank you to her. And I'm going to have all of her shop information and social media accounts linked down below if you want to check them out and support a small business. But these are book sleeves, and they're really cool because they have these amazing Halloween patterns on them. And she hand makes these sleeves and everything on her website, which is amazing. She's so talented. And she even has cute little tags on her product. How adorable. My camera would focus. There we go. So she sent me 2 different sizes and 2 different patterns. And before I go further, I want to mention she focuses on spooky stuff all year round. So if that's your thing, this is the shop for you. So essentially what these book sleeves are little pouches that you can put your books in, your e-readers in, or your iPad in, because she has a bunch of different sizes to choose from. And they're really nice for travel to keep your stuff from getting damaged. So I love that concept. And there's even pouches in these as well. So what a fun little addition to the sleeve. But this pattern is gorgeous. It's got skulls and beautiful orange floral pieces and leaves on it. It's so pretty. There's even some spider webs hidden in there. And for each size on her website, she has like a description of what will fit in that specific size too, which I think is really helpful. So let me grab one of my books and I'll show you how this works. This is the one I'm reading. Well, I'm reading 2 right now, but I'll show this one first after I show the sleeves. But just tuck your book inside. How cute. Oh my gosh. I feel like these fabric sounds sound so good too. I believe this is the medium size, and then there's one smaller than this, and then I have the larger size as well, which I'll show you that one next. So that's the first one, and here's the second one, and here is the next one. Now this one is large enough that I can fit my iPad Pro in it, which I will absolutely be using because I'm always taking my iPad with me places. sugar skull design in different like floral elements, and it almost looks like lace, and it's black and gray, which is so pretty. And then again, this one has a pocket on the front, and then another little one here. And these have some nice cushion as well, so they'll definitely protect whatever you put in it. I feel like I could do an entire video on these because they sound so good. I love fabric sounds. Also, speaking of fabric sounds, but not really fabric at all, actually, you know, my sparkly bedazzled spider web pillow. Well, every time I feature that, a lot of you love that so much, so I'm wondering if I should just do a full video scratching that pillow. Let me know. Also, my neighborhood right now, they're like coming around and doing some like cleanup of branches and trees and stuff, so you might hear trucks in the distant background, so just wanted to mention that. But again, the shop name is Spooky Stitches. I will have all of her info linked down below, and I believe she even gave me a discount code as well to share with you guys, which was so sweet. So, again, huge thank you to Spooky Stitches for sending me these gorgeous sleeves, and I will definitely be getting some good use out of these. Okay, now let's get into the book haul. I only have 4 to share with you today because I haven't been reading like crazy, and I'm not someone that reads 12 to 30 books a month, so I just got what I could manage for the month. And I've prolonged this video because I was waiting to get this book. So this is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and she has become one of my favorite psychological thriller authors. Her books make me not want to put the book down, and I want to read like everything she's ever made at this point. So I actually picked this one up at Walmart. It was cheaper than Amazon, cheaper than Target, and definitely cheaper than Barnes & Noble. And this also had some exclusive material in it as well, so don't sleep on Walmart's book section. You can get a lot of these books for $1 to $2, maybe even $3 less than other places, so check it out. So I just started this one actually, and I had to force myself to not pick it up for a few days because I did not want to finish any of these books before I did the haul. And I just got this too last week, so if I wasn't showing any self-control, this would be done already. Okay, so I think for this video, since I only have 4 books, I'm going to read the back of each one for you. because she's looking for the perfect man. He's looking for the perfect victim. Sydney Shaw, like every single woman in New York, has terrible luck with dating. She's seen it all. Men who lie in their dating profile, men who stick her with the dinner bill, and worst of all, men who can't shut up about their mothers. But finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome, and works as a doctor at a local hospital. Sydney is swept off her feet. Then the brutal murder of a young woman, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect, a mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them. Sydney should feel safe. After all, she is dating the man of her dreams. But she can't shake her own suspicions that the perfect man may not be as perfect as he seems, because someone is watching her every move, and if she doesn't get to the truth, she'll be the killer's next victim. So I just found this super intriguing, and like I said, I waited to do this all until I had this book. She has another one coming out in January called The Crash, and I'm excited for that one as well. If you like psychological thrillers and very twisty books, I highly recommend checking out anything by Frida McFadden if you have not yet. I personally have not read anything from her that I have disliked, so great author. Okay, let's move on to the next book. Okay, there's one other book that I started reading as well, and this one is called Grimstone by Sophie Lark, and how stunning is this cover art? This book is just gorgeous, and we've got the sprayed edges on this one as well. It's just so pretty. So this one is listed as a romantic thriller. And I don't believe I've read a romantic thriller yet, so that caught my attention, and it sounded like the storyline was good. But so far, I'm enjoying it. Normally, I don't like to read multiple books at once, but when I'm really excited about something, I'll do it. And I think, yeah, this is the first one I got out of all of them as well. So, let me read you the back. Remy Hayes is beginning to think she's cursed. Her fiance cheated on her, her brother Jude is a major pain in her ass, and the moldering mansion she inherited from her uncle might just be haunted. Flipping Blackleaf Manor already feels impossible even before Remy is blackmailed by Dane Covet, the dangerously hot doctor next door and Grimstone's most eligible bachelor, if you can ignore the fact that everyone in town thinks he murdered his wife. Remy doesn't want to believe it, especially after Dean sews up her gash in her thigh and steals a kiss in payment, a kiss that makes it hard to walk, for reasons that have nothing to do with an injured leg. But as the renovation takes a strange and violent turn, Remy must decide if Dane is the one haunting her nights or if he's trying to protect her from something much worse. There's also pretty artwork throughout this book as well. second one, which is called Monarch. I feel like it's easier for me to make better book sounds in like a overhead POV style of filming, just because I have to awkwardly hold the book up and it keeps flopping closed, so maybe next time I'll do it in that style. But that is the next book I have. Now the last two books I have not read yet, and I saved them more specifically towards the end of this month when it's closer to Halloween, because the vibes just feel perfect for it. So this next one I've been wanting to read for a little while now, and this is another author I'm really loving, and this is called Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I love his writing so much, so I have high hopes for this one. This has a more like crispy sounding cover, which I love. I do also want to finish The Shining. I actually started it last spooky season, but then I decided to start ACOTAR, and at that point I was over that book, so once I started that, game over, that's like all I cared about reading, and then I kind of forgot about it, so I'm like almost halfway through, maybe not quite, but after I finish all of these, I'm going to try and pick The Shining back up. Okay, let me read you the back of this one. 25 years ago, Maggie Holt and her parents, Ewan and Jess, moved into Bainbury Hall, a rambling Victorian estate in the Vermont woods. 3 weeks later, they fled in the dead of night, an ordeal Ewan later recounted in a non-fiction book titled House of Horrors. His horror memoir of ghostly happenings and encounters with malevolent spirits became a worldwide phenomenon, rivaling the Amityville Horror in popularity and skepticism. Today, Maggie is a restorer of old homes and too young to remember any of the events mentioned in her father's book, but she also doesn't believe a word of it. Ghosts, after all, don't exist. When Maggie inherits Bainbury Hall after her father's death, she returns to renovate the place to prepare it for sale, but her homecoming is anything but warm. People from the past, chronicled in House of Horrors, lurk in the shadows, and locals aren't thrilled that their small town has been made infamous thanks to Maggie's father. Even more unnerving is Bainbury Hall itself, a place filled with relics from another era that hint at a history of dark deeds. As Maggie experiences strange occurrences straight out of her father's book, she starts to believe that what he wrote was more fact than fiction. That just sounds like the perfect Halloween season book, if you ask me. I'm really excited to read this one. babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day he draws something different, a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches, depicting one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy troubled, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. Again, so spooky. Now, I did hear that there are creepy pictures in the book, like showing his drawings, so that'll be interesting. I feel like any book or movie that has a child in it that can talk to dead people or see ghosts or, anything like that are always a little extra scary, but I'm going to be so for real. Books don't really scare me. That's why I can read horror books. I can't watch horror movies though. I don't know what it is. It's weird, and movies are fake, so I don't know. But reading it just doesn't scare me. I think it has to do with like visually seeing stuff that just freaks me out, I guess. And I also really love like paranormal investigations. That doesn't really, it scares me, but not terribly. If I were there, that would be a different story, but it's just weird how some things I can handle and then others I absolutely cannot. If you have any books that you are currently reading, have read, or want to read for spooky season, let me know. I love hearing about what everyone's reading. And as always, my Goodreads is linked